What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about if Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory will be worth purchasing. Now, this is tough. Well, firstly, I want to say welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts coverage. I know maybe some of you guys have remembered that we have done Kingdom Hearts stuff on this channel. So this is going to be the start of my series on Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. I'll have a few videos, 3 or 4 videos, over the next couple weeks leading into the game, and we'll talk about the game after it comes out. And I thought, and so if you guys like that, by the way, make sure you're liking this video, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel, have the bell icon turned on. And I don't think there's any better way of starting off discussing this game than talking about will it even be worth buying. And so, look, I do want to, I guess, have my words come out the right way. Obviously, you guys know I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, okay? The franchise is very, very important to me. I know, and I don't think there's many people that know more than me, that I know that how much this means to a lot of people. Now, I don't know the most about Kingdom Hearts, but I do know that that it really is a very special thing to a lot of people. So I'm not like this is not like the people that like Kingdom Hearts are crazy. No, I mean the story's crazy. We all know that, right? But no, we're all part of this journey of the Kingdom Hearts saga. Really, we're all part of this together. The issue with Melody of Memory is this. The question, is it going to be worth buying? Well, Kingdom Hearts Remind, I think, really did a number on me personally, and I honestly hope that it did a number on a lot of other people. Now, we had a lot of videos discussing Remind, how blatantly, it was not something that worked for me, the idea of what they were trying. I mean, yes, they did some cool, things. I would say new things, but there were barely anything new. I mean, did it push the story forward in some way? Yeah. So for a Kingdom Hearts fan, I mean, it is like required reading, right? If you want to talk about required reading, I mean, any Kingdom Hearts story, in any game, whether it be mobile or, an actual, a video game, they're all very important, okay, in terms of the larger story. So that isn't really, with Remind, that's fair, and with Melody of Memory, that's fair. That's why it's difficult when we talk about this game. And so, okay, I will give it the benefit of the doubt, or I will give it this. It is a completely different kind of game. I mean, the basic core of it is that you are running and you're doing this. It's a rhythm game. Okay, there's no other way of saying it other than saying that it is a rhythm game. But we've seen a lot of outlets preview this over the past couple of weeks. People seem to like it. Now, I honestly feel like, especially the ones that I have read, I guess I can't fully read into this, but if I had to, and I kind of do, I feel like the expectation for this game is not very high. I feel like the general opinion of people that were playing this, like previewing it, is like it's better than I thought it was going to be, because I really didn't expect anything at all, and it actually is something. And so I guess you could look at that as a positive. I would say I don't. It's tough. Again, Remind did a number on me. I do not like how it was priced. I do not think it was worth that price for what came down to being what I would say maybe an hour and a half, maybe an hour, somewhere in the hour to 2 hour range of new cutscenes. And cutscenes. Yes, they're the data boss battles, but I mean, in reality, if you were buying this game for the story, which I think a lot of people, I mean, yes, you do buy it for the gameplay. I think Kingdom Hearts 3's got really good gameplay. They've taken a step back in terms of the difficulty, but there's a lot of reasons obviously people do buy video games, not just Kingdom Hearts games. But if you're buying it to advance the story, which at least for me is my main reason for doing it, you could have just watched it online. I mean flat out, you could just watch it online. And I really don't think there's anything wrong with saying that, especially when it comes to Kingdom Hearts. I mean, even on this channel, we've done lots of different videos of recapping everything, of doing explanation videos. I mean, we've done a lot of that stuff, and I'm going to try to continue that as we go forward for Melody of Memory and for whatever's next. So for Melody of Memory, here's the deal with this game again. So we know what kind of game it is, but it's playing over top of cutscenes or just scenes in general from all of the Kingdom Hearts games. It's in fact, they've even kind of described it as like this is a recap game. It's a new way of taking in the information of Kingdom Hearts. That's kind of the way they described it, where it's like if you have seen these things before, or if you've played these past games, well, you're going to be doing it again, but it's in a different way. You're going to be doing something actively while seeing things in the background. And by the way, for the basic premise of what this game is, I think it's fine. The music in the Kingdom Hearts is just the most phenomenal thing in the world. Now, they're all going to be like copyright. Is it going to be very hard for anybody to put this on YouTube? Yeah, because the copyright system is going to destroy them. But I think there's nothing wrong with this. Is this necessary? I think that's one of the biggest questions for this game. Is this game necessary? I think when all's said and done, this is a bold prediction, I really don't think it's going to be all that necessary. Now, again, don't twist my words. will it be necessary to at least consume this content, like at least see the additional things? Because we haven't talked about Kairi yet, and obviously that's a big part of this. Is it going to be important to watch those? Yeah, I mean, if you buy it or if you don't buy it, I think in order to, again, continue, and if you want to be a fan that actually knows what's going on, and the only way to do that, by the way, is consuming every single thing they've put out. Again, not necessarily playing it, but at least watching it. It's important for that. I'm not saying, it's not necessary for that, but is the game itself necessary to come out? I really don't think it is. It's a full price. It's a $60 game coming off of Remind. We know we're probably going to get another collection. I would assume next. I assume that's the next thing for Kingdom Hearts, for PS5, for Series X, for Series S, that they put. They kind of already done this, but not all the way. Put everything together, give it a couple of quick upgrades for next gen, and put it all out in the Kingdom Hearts Saga Part 1, and that's that, or Phase 1, right? Because Nomura is literally calling them phases, like the MCU. That's what I think is coming next. And so again, this one just kind of rubs me the wrong way, where it's like I don't think you needed to have this come out. So again, the most worthwhile thing from this game, in my opinion, is the Kairi stuff. We know we are picking up after Remind for at least a little. Now, the way everybody seems to be saying it is it's just going to be, again, maybe this is how I'm reading it, and I could be completely wrong, and I definitely want you guys to correct me, okay, if I'm wrong. It seems like it's going to be at the very end, though. So, you're going to be playing through, say, an Act 1, Act 2 kind of thing, and you're going to be going through, the select scenes that they've chosen from all these Kingdom Hearts games. You're going to be doing the rhythm stuff, all that, which, again, is fine. It's just not, I think, it's something so out of, left field, which is okay, but I just don't think it, I just don't know or think that it's necessary. And then it seems like the final part of Melody of Memory is going to focus on Kairi. Now, I could be reading that wrong. It could actually just be that you're playing this entire game, and then at the very end, here's what would be the most, and by the way, and I will not defend them for this if this happens, and I will go after them hard. If this entire game, 99% of it, okay, is doing the rhythm stuff, and then say there's an after credit scene, or say there is a 10-minute cutscene at the very end of the game, and that is the new thing, I will be so, and I think a lot of people should be very, very upset at that. Now, I'm not going to, go rambling on it too much in case that doesn't end up happening, but let me just warn you, if that happens, obviously, Kingdom Hearts fans will tend to, support and back Kingdom Hearts no matter what, even through the stupidest of decisions. That would be a very, very stupid decision. I would not like that in the slightest. But assuming that's not true, assuming that there's going to be somewhere in the realm of 30 to an hour long of cutscenes of whatever, this would be kind of cool if they flip the game 180 on its head, and you're doing the rhythm thing for the whole game, and then all of a sudden, the last hour, again, you get a lot of cutscenes, you get a lot of exposition, right? It's the only way to do it, tell not show. That's Nomura's, a tagline. It would be cool if we got, a lot of that, and then we also got to play as Kairi for maybe 10, 20 minutes, much like, obviously Aqua, right? That was a bit different, 2.8. But if we got to do something similar to that, maybe for the last little while of this game, I would say that does a couple things. Number one, I think that adds value just to add value. Number two, it would be very cool to play as Kairi in her own little, thing. And number three, it does make it more worth it, right? Because you're playing, you're adding a lot more cutscenes, you're adding a lot more just information dumps. Is that how you could say it? I think that would be a really cool thing, because look, I mean, factually, whether it's a 2-minute cutscene, whether it's a 5-minute cutscene, whether it's an hour-and-a-half cutscene, the ending of this game, I think, will, whether or not Kairi is sprinkled in, maybe they could do it periodically throughout the game. That would actually be kind of cool. Or if they just do it at the end, it will, I think, set up, and I think they've even hinted at this, it will set up, maybe not directly, maybe we'll have to think about it a bit, but we are very, I'd say again, the Kingdom Hearts fandom is quite smart. We will figure out where they're going, okay? If they set up a Dream Drop Distance 2, I think we'll get a lot of hints of that in those Kairi scenes. Whether, again, it's in the middle of this game, it's at the end of the game, I think we'll be able to figure it out. If it's a Birth by Sleep, I think we'll be able to figure it out. I guess there are ways that we don't. Maybe they tease something, and that's a game, but then there's also they could tease, let's say they just tease Kingdom Hearts 4, and we're very sure that we're going into Kingdom Hearts 4. Doesn't mean they can't also have a Birth by Sleep 2, right? Because that could definitely be something that's just going on, just a different area. We'll have to see what they do, and that, again, honestly, I mean, we could talk for hours about those specific things. What kind of teases will they give us? Where is the game going? I mean, that is, in my opinion, see, even like right now, that's the most exciting. We can spend the most time talking about that. The rest of it, the rhythm part of it, you know what I mean? I don't really, it's kind of like a franchise. This is what I feel like doing. They're opening it up to like a brand new genre, right? That's never been done in Kingdom Hearts before, but I don't really know who it's for. I think the people that are going to get Kingdom Hearts are, you know what I mean? Like, you have your, and by the way, I mean, it is expanding. I mean, Kingdom Hearts continues to get bigger. Kingdom Hearts 3 was the biggest selling Kingdom Hearts game. I mean, these games sell, and they're selling better and better over time. But I mean, I don't know if you're going to have people that have never bought the game before that are going to buy, you know what I mean? I don't know how many people that their first Kingdom Hearts game that they say out loud, like, oh, where was your, like, Kingdom Hearts 1 was my first game that I ever jumped into, okay? I started all the way back in the beginning. I don't know how many people 15 years down the line are going to say, Melody of Memory is where I started. You know what I mean? I don't know how, I feel like it's a very, very small number, and the majority of people I feel like are just going to, whether they play it and buy it, or whether they just watch it online, I think they're doing it just for those Kairi scenes, just to see, again, where the game is going ahead, which is okay, but if you do openly admit that, if we have a collective group that, like, openly admits it, I feel like that's kind of a negative thing on your game. I don't feel like that's a positive thing, you know what I mean, to say. With that being said, all just my opinion. It's completely, as we've gone through with Kingdom Hearts, right? Completely okay to disagree, to have your own opinion. In fact, I welcome that, okay? So let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you think? Are you excited for this game? Do you think it's going to be worth it? All that stuff, let me know. Like I said, I'm going to try and do weekly videos on this game leading into its release, and then we'll have post-game content. We'll talk about the ending. We'll talk about the Kairi stuff. We'll do, you know, whatever pops into my head, right? We'll cover it once the game is out, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, have the bell icon turned on, and I will see you all on the next video.